going on, people? Welcome back to the John Sinclair TV. Back again after a few days break from the lives. And I've got two respectable guys on my channel tonight. I've got Paul, Newcastle fan. Hi to you, Paul.
Yeah, mate. How's it going? Right.
I'm good. Always good to see you again. And I've got a Manchester City fan. Finally, I've got a Man City fan after years of trying.
We're real.
For real. And we got Crunk. Big up to you, Crunk. How are we doing, big guy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on. And shout out to Albion Obsessed for tagging us for this.
Fantastic stuff. And guys, if you like the video, like you watch, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Also follow Paul and Crunk as well on the podcast and on the Twitter as well. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And if you do become a member, then you'd be entered into a £50 e-file chat, which you can spend at Newcastle United as well. And also, I've got two partners as well. Toffs International, Toffs partnership as well. And most people don't know that as well. And if you check out the new partners, Toffs, get your retro shirts, www.toffs.com. 50% off your order with an exclusive discount code of JSTV, and then you put that in there, you'll get 50% off your order as well. I could show a couple shirts as well, which you can purchase. This one there is a 1920 shirt, 1927 title-winning shirt, and also 1995 Newcastle banner retro as well. And also, I'm delighted to announce as well another new partnership on Magpie Store, and you can buy all the t-shirts, you can buy sweaters, shirts, you can buy hoodies as well, and you can have names on front of your shirts, your hoodies. Sancho Tonali, as you all know, is the most popular one at this moment in time, so do check out magpiestores.com or .co.uk. So check it out there, it is out there as well. And also, I'm going to go through the comments as well. Hi to Leslie. I hope you're great. Hi to Ches. There are house rules in the house as well. Big up to Big Paul, by the way. Thanks for your comments yesterday. And Sid Chats are open. Big up to Andrew DB. I hope you're good, my guy. And Sid Chats is all there as well. And got one from Oliver. Hi to Oliver B. I hope you're good. Yes, we are indeed. We are united. And oh yes, Toffs, I'll purchase. I'll let you know what I think when it arrives. Yes, please, Oliver. Please do that, mate. That would be fantastic. Anyone orders the shirts from Toffs, let me know, and I should put out a word as well. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about the match tonight as well for Saturday's game, Man City Newcastle. And I'll start with you, mate. I'll start with you, Crunk. And welcome abroad. I mean, look, what about your season so far, mate? I mean, are you happy with Pep's summer signings this season? I mean, Gundogan is gone. De Bruyne is out for 4 months. What's your take, mate?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster because the Josko transfer took a while, and there were so many rumors of potential players leaving on top of what we lost and potential players coming in with Paqueta and Doku. We have Palmer, who was our star boy yesterday, and Pep said either he's leaving or he has to give him the minutes he wants, because he's now verbally, Cole Palmer has verbally said out loud he wants that playing time. I'm thoroughly excited about this season. It's just overwhelmed with giddiness. I'm very okay that we lost the plate. That's not really too stressed about that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what it is? I mean, it looks like we got City favourites winning the title again, and you know, whoever Pep brings in is going to do a number. I think Erling Haaland is going to have another super season as well. He's already got 2 goals against Burnley, and I hope he doesn't score any on Saturday night. But this guy just gets better and better every time I watch him play.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And the crazy thing is, he still isn't the best at Pep style of football. So everything he's been scoring is just off of talent and basically Kevin telling him to, if you just make connection with this, you're going to score. I don't think he's going to have as many goals this season, but I do think the goals that he does score this season will be cleaner. It will be smoother. He might be able to make some more runs instead of, I guess, maybe catching at a spot and shooting, or how people want to catch him for poaching. I just think he's going to have a more complete season, and I'm looking forward to it.
100%, 100%. Got some more comments that's come in. Hi to Cal. I hope you're good, mate, and I hope you're well, so bro. Hi to Alan. Hi to you, mate. I hope you're absolutely fine. I'll come into Paul, and first off, Lewis Hall will be signing for Newcastle United. It's breaking news. I've done a content of him with Simon as well earlier on. That'll be posted out tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So, Lewis Hall, give us your thoughts on Lewis Hall. And in your opinion, is that a good signing?
I think it's an amazing sign. I think Chelsea might regret selling him to us. I think, is it still right? It's going to be a loan, then an obligation to buy next season, I think. Is that right? I think, is that the deal? Or have we paid the whole money now?
Yeah, apparently it's going to be a loan deal, and it's going to be turned into a permanent deal. And my problem is, I think Chelsea, if you're a Chelsea fan, I think they must be thinking that's the wrong thing to do because they love this guy. Now they keep Cucurella, right, and get rid of Lewis Tours. And I think, from my opinion, I think it's a cracking signing either way, whether it's a loan deal, permanent.
Yeah. I wonder whether part of the deal might be a buyback clause, maybe that's what we've been hashing out.
Yeah.
Because if he does have, like a really good season, I mean, the players and Eddie have really come along that have come in already. It's, people have seen what he can do with players who aren't getting games or who aren't considered, amazing, outstanding players. But Hall's someone who, I know Lampard liked him a lot. Lampard wasn't the best manager on the planet, but he saw potential there. And I tell you what, I'm excited about that because he's a starter. He is, like, for us, probably. He has that football that Eddie wants, that high pressure, really running for the team, energy, skill. It's an exciting signing. It really is. I think, it's always good when you see Chelsea fans or any fans, if they're annoyed to lose a player, you're getting a good player. And every forum I've seen and every thread on Twitter, they're gutted. They're losing him, really gutted.
100%, 100%. The thing, just go through Leslie's comments as well. Hi, Leslie again. Sky Sports is saying there's a loan with option to buy for 28 million plus add-ons as well. Thank you so much indeed for that, Leslie. Still no sign of JK. If JK's around, John King, I hope he's okay. And if anyone do know him, whereabouts is, please let me know, Leslie and Alan and all the people in the chat as well. Also, great signing, probably one for next season with good integration both year. Feel a little for Ashby through with us, bringing in Liv and most likely Hall. And also, let's hope you're okay. That's from Alan. Thank you, Alan. For me, I think it's a cracking signing, buying young English talent like Liv Fermento. Harrison Ashby as well, he's Scottish, but the bottom line is I think it's a cracking signing, young players for the future. I think he's done a fantastic job, Clunk. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Eddie Howe from a City fan in. What do you think of Newcastle so far?
I think you're going to be trouble. Once you got the ownership that you did, I knew you were going to get the financial support that I know Newcastle fans have been asking for, at least financial support. Maybe ownerships, we don't need to get all there, but I know you've been wanting financial backing for a long time, so you've gotten that. Eddie Howe is a great young manager. He worked hard at where he was previously, Bournemouth. Learned a lot. Because he was there, I guess I'm not sure how I rated him. And obviously he was talented. Everyone was big fans of him, but I wasn't sure because the team wasn't, but him coming to Newcastle, I like that last season You guys played great football, tough football, but it really wasn't too crazy. And then now I'm loving the football that he's playing. It's very exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, and Day Night Soul as well through Twitter asked me to give him a shout out. I will do, because he's also bought a retro shirt as well from Toff. So thank you, Day Night, and I hope you enjoy the shirt as well. Question to Crunk as well. I heard some say that Haaland doesn't get feeding off balls. Personally, I disagree. But your thoughts on this? Is it more of a case that City needs to be adapt to him, or vice versa?
We live in this world where it's just like one or the other. I think they are finding a way to work in the middle. The way that Pep has everything set up, it's now just Haaland up top, and he basically has 3 suppliers. I think that is them trying to find the middle ground. What I want to see is our players not, because Pep is just beaten to them, possession, don't lose the ball. And we need to be, I guess, either embrace the chaos or be ensured that their defense is stout and we'll be able to get the ball back if they make those line-breaking passes. And not all of them, I guess, work. But I love the idea of trying to make the passes, because that at least keeps the defenders true and having to really stay on him, because they do know that the ball's going to come at any time. When they're not supplying him with the balls, I guess the defenders can relax a little bit. I mean, it's still Haaland, but I do agree. It's a little bit of both. I think they're both adjusting, but I think it's more on our players for need to be more do more risks, stop being so adverse to it.
Yeah, very, very true. What do you think of that one, Paul? I mean, if you're going to get something out of this game tomorrow, on Saturday, we have got to stop Haaland. If we can stop him, we could get some out of this game. Also, from City's point of view, Gundogan is going to be a huge miss off the Barca. KDB out for 4 months. I mean, look, they have still got quality all over the shop. I mean, you got Rodri as well. That guy, for me, is the best CDM in the world for me. I'm not going to lie. And you also got Kovacic as well, can come and do a job as well. Bernardo Silva looks quality as well. And what can I say?
It's just it's just such a fascinating team, isn't it? I mean, it's funny that I think City fans and Newcastle fans are kind of close in kin with each other. Mm-hmm. That we both went through takeovers. People kind of made a big deal of Man City's takeover with the whole is it is it sports washing? Is it this or that, the other? Blah blah blah. The City fans had to deal with that when they've City fans were going through stuff that we went through. Really tough times before the takeover, relegations in the past, and really dire times. And even when they were taken over, it wasn't all roses at the start.
No,
it was. Mark Hughes was still manager, I think. Steve Bruce was still our manager when it got taken over. So I feel we're kind of like we're 2 fan bases that are kind of similar in that case. And I like when if we're getting pelters in the press. A lot of Man City fans are the first to kind of be like, well, actually, it's not their fault, they're fans. And what I love about Pep is that you can see in football that he's just, when he's come to the Premier League, every manager, well, most managers, not every manager, because there are negative managers, but some, 90% of the managers want to play like Pep. Like they do similar things. Eddie does. Eddie's not, silent about that. He takes a lot of influence from Pep. And you can see how he's doing that. And it's funny how on the Friday night when Saturday, was it? When did they play Burnley? Was it Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. Mm-hmm.
So I found it interesting when the halftime thing that's all over, it's all over social media for a bit. That Pep was really upset with Haaland because he wasn't, he wanted him to come back and kind of, help with the press. And Haaland was annoyed because he didn't get a ball for a goal. And Pep was quite clearly annoyed at that because he wants certain things and certain players. And I saw that Alan Shearer wasn't happy that he did that in front of the cameras.
Yes.
Which is, but I've seen many managers do that. Pep's not the first manager to tell his players off in front of the cameras. It's one of those where, when we played on Saturday, they could put out their B team, and that team could still win second in the league. They're such a strong squad. We've got to have a really good game. We're lucky we got them early because it's funny, you probably agree. Early in the season, I think Pep's even said this, that Matt, he doesn't push as hard, Pep. He's been quite honest with that he doesn't push his players as hard. It's more, when we're getting to the end of the season where he really puts the pressure on the players. And it's funny how similar this is to last season where, we got City, what was it, third game in or whatever it was. And, City had one of their, I wouldn't say they were off on that game, but we were very good in that game. And Haaland had a good game and it was a 3-3. That game could have ended 6-6. It was absolutely bonkers. And it's the same with Saturday. I just wonder how, Pep's going to set up after playing so quickly. And I wonder what Eddie's going to do to try and counteract, the speed of Man City, whether we're going to, I know Eddie wants to attack, but, the Etihad it's like St. James's Park. It's a fortress there. I don't remember the last time I can remember that City lost at the Etihad. I think it may have been
a while. We're on a pretty long streak.
Was it Brentford? I think Brentford maybe might have been the last time.
Yeah, I think it's Brentford 2-1. And the thing is, we haven't beat Man City since 2000. If remember, that's right.
We've got a terrible record.
Shocking record. That needs to be addressed very, very quickly. Roll with a title, then we have got to win there. That's the only way. And to win there, we've got a chance as well. I'll go some more comments as well. Bit of unpopular opinion here. Haaland, no doubt, is a great goal scorer, but without goals, what does he really do? Do you think that's what Pep is trying to change this year with him? Do you think so, Kronk? Hi, Coffee.
I don't know. I guess the phrase, what is a striker without goals? A defender, a midfielder? I don't know. It's just that their job is to score, so he does it. I get what people are saying, though. I think it's just the fact that he scores goals and the ways that he scores goals, it just overshadows everything that he does. The biggest thing that we, on our show, Shades of Blue, that we talk about, it's called, we call it the gravity of Haaland. If you ever see him, there are always at least two players with him. And even when we get the ball up the pitch, it ups to maybe 3, 4, 5 players are all watching him. That frees our players to move in half spaces. So sure, he may not always score, but the freedom that he allows for other players is like not many other people do that. And it's very similar to Benzema is the closest person to, I think, what Pep would like him to do, but Benzema comes way back. He's really good with those twos. And I think maybe that could be the evolution. But yeah, I mean, he just really needs to be more aware and not always be so like when Pep got at him, I was very okay with that because that was just him being like, hey, you can turn off now, but next week against Newcastle, they might be able to take advantage of that one less defender because you're pissed off because you didn't get a ball to possibly score. And then they do score. You're worried about what ifs, and then they actually do something. And then also, just because I want to do a quick shot at him, Klopp basically stole Pep's whole thing. He even has like the 3 defenders moved up. It's just silly. And then, sorry, I'll get to this question. Did City fans get as much? Yes,
they did.
Even when we started our pod, a lot of people, because we're a USA show, we got called plastics really bad because they were just like, yeah, you Americans, you only hopped on since they've won. And there are a few of our pod mates who will admit, yeah, I've been a fan of them within the last 6-8 years. I became a City fan in 2001. So I've been for a while, and I've been through the ups and the downs. There's a reason why I wore this shirt. I have many beat up shirts that I wore because when I was just like broke college kid, that's all I could afford was one shirt. So I wore the one shirt every week for like a year and a half till I could buy another shirt, and then I just swapped between those two. Yeah, and the hate, it's gonna come. I also am a very like brash individual. I mean, brash means you kind of like lash out without thinking. I'm very purposeful with my intensity, but I don't allow people to really do the like sports washing and stuff like that, because it's just a lazy argument. And if you ask what they even mean by that, they don't even know what they mean by that. If you want to have like they don't want to have that conversation. So it's like, do you want to just one up me, or do you want to have an actual conversation? Because if you want to have an actual conversation, we can do that. But if you just want to like banter and whatever, I'll just block you. It's easy.
Exactly. Get it told. John King is back, people. John, what about you, mate? And I hope you're okay and haven't been well physically, but mentally, I've recovered physically, but not mentally. Hope you're well, John.
Yeah,
it's not all about us, mate. It's all about you, mate. We love you to bits. But thank you very much for coming back on my channel as well, mate. And you just come back at any time you want and take things steady, please. And it's great to see you back, mate. And got one here from Ash. Hi to Ash. Haaland for Isaac, best number 9s in the league. Yes, they are. No question about that. No question about that. To Crunk, which Newcastle player do you fear, and what is your prediction? And we're going to come to the prediction going to come later on. First of all, who do you fear for Newcastle United?
Now you have a whole list of players. I mean, I could worry. Oh no, you're fine, Chase. I'm the type where I will, before I answer the other person about who I fear, I'm the type where I tell my experiences, but it's not from a point of like a woe is me. It's just like, it is what it is. It's life. It happened. But the people I fear, Tonali, obviously, he's fantastic. Isaac, he's a lanky little dude. He's great. I am excited for Haaland versus Dan Burn again, because you know they had their little like clash the last time.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
And then how can you stop Haaland? I think foul him. I think you just kind of have to get into his grill very early on and try to even like stop his runs. And I don't even mean like hurt him. I just mean when he tries to go run, if you can, get in front of him and make him stop and make him have to get around you. You're just gonna have to mess up whatever continuity they have built up over these last couple of weeks. You just got to try to stop that early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good point by saying. So before we go into the team lineups, predicted team lineups, got from saying hi to you, saying, hope you're great, mate. Newcastle will be tested off the ball because we know City will keep 60-70% possession. Paul, will they get that many this time, or do you think Newcastle, when we get the ball, we got to keep the ball as well, and that's what we got to have to do. We got to play their game and make sure we catch the ball, let them chase after it.
Yeah, and that's what's exciting me about the game, that, you know, Eddie has that mentality that he wants to go to Etihad and dominate the game. And I love that mentality. Like, other teams have tried it and got whacked 7-6, you know, they really have. And, you know, some teams go there a bit kind of, you know, they go there saying they're going to attack, which is cool, but they don't really think about what's, you know, what their block's going to be when City get the ball back. Teams have gone really unprepared. Yeah, you hadn't got absolutely. We've been absolutely destroyed there many times. I've been anywhere and many years, and been on the end of many wallops from City. But what I like about our team, and now we're a bit more organised, is when we do lose the ball, we will go into that block that we do quite well. We are going to struggle with because again, you can't say they don't. Man City have quality anywhere on that pitch, pretty much. Most of those players can score a world-class goal. Nothing you can do about it. You know, if on Saturday we get beat 1-0 and it's from an absolute, you know, wonder goal from Haaland, who would be shocked? Nobody. You know, so it's going to be a tough one. I wonder. We'll come on to starting lineups, but would be interested if bold call here, but I think that Eddie might be thinking of the 3-3. I think Lascelles had probably one of his best games in the Newcastle shirt that day, because I know Haaland did score, but Lascelles had a particularly good game against Haaland for the majority of that game. So I wonder whether he might start Lascelles this Saturday to give him that physical presence, because that did work. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I know Eddie does think of that, and he does think of previous kind of games, and I would say that Lascelles had a particularly strong game that especially against Haaland in that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. We should have the same back four as well, Shaw and Botman at the back as well. But if Eddie brings in Lascelles, then I'll be very interested. You see what I mean? And then Darren share probably have to be dropped because there's no way Botman's going to drop neither as well. We go into the team lineups in a bit after we read some more comments, and then we go straight into the team lineup predicted as well. I had a coffee. Yeah, Twitter has really mean people who target Newcastle YouTubers. You know what it is, mate? They can target as much as they want, but you know what? I don't care anymore. I really do not care. Simple as that. I'm kind of on Twitter. I'm not active as well. This is on Twitter. Hi to you, Clarky. Hope you're great and hope you had a good year as well. And to be fair, you always play the game with 10 men, and theirs is Haaland. Very true as well. And hi to Clarky again. The Jonathan plays Dan Burn. Where we find out on Saturday where he's going to come on or not. It'd be interesting though, because I think Liverpool's good enough as well.
A lot of pressure.
Huge. If he did do the combined 11, any players in Newcastle, we should have done that in the week, but it will be for another time. Who would you, if we did a combined 11, any players from Newcastle that Crunk would take at Man City?
I would love to see, especially watching how up the pitch and offensive Tonali was. I would love to see him right next to Rodri. That could be beautiful together. I don't know if Isak could play behind Haaland like a second striker. If he has that ability, that would be great. I guess that might be it, because I'm trying to think of our defense. I really love our wide people, even with the team that we have right now. But those are the two people that I think I personally enjoy the way that they play. So I just would like to have them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. And when we go to Etihad, it will be great atmosphere. So we have to sign that atmosphere and hit Man City on the break, as we all know how good Man City are. John, you're absolutely right. Totally agree. No one can call the Man City a glory fan. He's a Green Bay fan. It seems to give him some enjoyment from because NFL not kind of in.
No, it's been a tough few years. Yeah.
Obviously, Jan seen that's the games of Man City. They're not a scratch just yet. From keeper to goal, Sophia made 4 passes to score. Wow.
That is how you have to beat us. It's just you need to move quickly before we can fully set up. Our defenders will do what they can, and obviously we kind of not introduce, but City very much made popular the tactical foul. I remember when Fernandinho, and obviously people did it for a while, but it just seemed like it really became part of Pep's game plan. And it's like, if you guys catch us anymore, and I feel like maybe it's just part of Zinchenko getting destroyed so many times that ever since then, I just, no worries. We'll just pull you down real quick. You're not beating us.
Yeah, absolutely. I like because Newcastle beat win 5-4 against Man City. Regarding the plastic fan banter, for the record, I don't think it matters. If you only become a fan when times were good, I became a fan in the Keegan era, and I'm still here. Good for you, Ches. Brilliant. 5-4 to Newcastle as well. Let's go straight on to the predicted team lineups there.
Yeah.
We're going to start in Man City, and we'll come to you in a minute, Paul. And in goal, we've got Edison. Right back is just on a new deal. We call Lewis a right back. Ruben Diaz and John Stones centre back pairing. And we've got David Ake. I like David Ake left back as well. The midfield, two's going Rodri and Kovacic as well in the holding 2. And then you've got the right side, you've got Foden, number 10, Alvarez, Ronaldo on the left, and Erling Haaland as well. So for me, I think that's a good lineup for you guys. And Would you keep that side or would you just change a little bit? Conk.
Ooh, yeah.
Is
I
it?
had a froze big time. Sorry about that.
Sorry. I mean, just so like the 4-2-3-1 where you're going to play. And were you happy with that team?
Rico on the right over Walker. I think I heard that. That was interesting. Diaz, I'll be interested to see if he plays. I'm sure he wants to, but he still kind of has that concussion protocol. He can play on Saturday, but I'll be really interested if Diaz doesn't play. But I'll be shocked. I guess I missed past your midfield.
Yeah, Nathan Ake left back. The midfield three be Rodri, midfield two Rodri and Kovacic in the holding role to come in for the injured Kevin De Bruyne. And then the three behind Haaland be Foden, Alvarez, and Silva.
Oh, I like that. That's fun. Alvarez would be behind Haaland, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. Yeah. I actually think it's going to be Grealish, Foden, and Bernardo. But that's, yeah. I would actually love that. I'm a huge fan of Alvarez. I know Pep said early last year that it is his goal to be able to have Haaland and Alvarez on the pitch at the same time and play successfully. So if that happens, I would love that. I just think that style of play would be too fast. I think we might give you guys a lot of chances, and that worries me. So that's why I think Grealish is going to be there, because Grealish is control, and I think we're really going to want to focus on control today.
100%. What does Crunk, if you also get a coffee for going to Paul, what does Crunk think about the modern club badge of Man City after moving away from the old one? Newcastle have also considered moving away from the current club badge to a new one.
I love the old one. The new one's cool. I like a clipper ship. They're fun. They're cool. I don't know. I guess the circle, it's smoother, it fits and things a lot better. This old badge is a little like clunky, and I know I don't know. I try not to think about it too much. I guess that's also the American in me. I don't have those like strong ties to those badges, I guess, as some of you, because a lot of these badges also tie to the area and all those other things. So it just makes you love badges even more. So if I don't have the knowledge that like this bush in the back is like our area's vegetation and stuff like that, I don't have that direct tie to it so much. So I mean, as long as it looks good on the kit, that's all I care about.
Good for you. Paul, we're going to go on to you as well. We know our team's going to be, we reckon Nick Pope's going to play in goal. The right back will be Trippier. I reckon it'll be Sean, Botman, and Burn as our back four again. Never break up a winning team. The midfield three, Tonali, Big Joe, and Bruno. And then the front three, we reckon is going to be the same as the Miggy, Anthony Gordon, and of course, the man of the moment, Isak.
Yeah, I think Eddie's a big fan of not changing a team that's done well. Like I said, the only change that I could foresee is just, like I said, the tactical one. If Eddie's maybe thinking about how to deal with Haaland, that was the only thing I was thinking of, like when we're thinking of the 11 that Eddie might put out. Everyone else I agree with. The only thing I thought of is I wondered whether he might, not sure I've done anything wrong. I just wonder whether he might think, that worked well last time and having Botman and Lascelles in there, but probably not. It probably will be the same 11, I'm sure, but I'm just kind of trying to think like like what he might do. But yeah, it sounds about right. Is Stones fit? Because I didn't know, is he fit?
Yeah.
He is.
I think he's squared away. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll definitely. Well, I don't say Pep, I know, changes his mind, but
yeah, but Kanji tried to play the Stones role in the Sevilla, and I mean it's a tough. Stones didn't do good for the first, I feel like, match and a half in that position, and then all of a sudden it was just like, oh, I got it now. But he is more natural on the ball than Akanji is. Akanji's fantastic. I think just Pep Akanji is a very like brilliant individual. He has like a high IQ. He plays instruments and can do like Rubik's cubes in like 10 seconds. It's like he's like a weird, brilliant dude. And I think Pep is just trying to take advantage of that. And we might see that a little more often. But I prefer Stones. If Stones and Diaz can play, and if they're both healthy, I do think that that's going to be the duo. Center back.
Yeah. I think Pep's going to want like the strongest 11 he can put out there,
Mm-hmm.
for definite. And I think if his Stones is anywhere near fit, he's definitely starting on Saturday. I wonder, Pep wasn't happy with the Saturday. I'm not happy with the Saturday either. Why is it 8 o'clock? What is that about? Why?
I think this is you guys getting a taste of like because they don't want to help us. So unfortunately, I think it affects you guys also.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's a really strange kickoff time. I just don't get it. They've just played Super Cup on the Wednesday. Then as Pep said, like, when people are going on, "Oh, stop moaning." It's like, well, at the same time, like, they've had to travel. It doesn't give much time to the team really. You have to. It's not. I know it's part of the being successful. I get that, but the Premier League does not help some teams, and it's really bizarre. I don't think for a second that Man United would be doing this at 8 o'clock at night.
No, they probably helped the big six, but didn't help us at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? They're probably thinking, "Oh, sorry, Man City, I forgot about you as well." But they probably don't really care at all whatsoever. All they think about is money all the time. I would be happy playing on Sunday, to be fair, but it is what it is. Got some more comments flying as well. Keep it coming in, please. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. Super chats is open as well, and just give what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p, and you can win yourself a £50 e-voucher as well to spend at Newcastle United Club Shop. I'm 40-year-old and I've been a fan since I can remember, and I like these new fans. American seems very nice people win. I have plenty of them. Thank you very much indeed for that. And I want to take my channel global as well to America. Quite a few people came on my channel. They did not leave disappointed at all. Freddie and Sir John were better than Ashley. I remember the day when they sold our club to him, which we knew was Ashley's before 40-year and turmoil. That's in JK. And everyone's chatting as well. When we see Lewis Miley play, in my opinion, not in this game, mate. Not in this game.
John, that's a lot of pressure to put him into.
Absolutely, because if you put him in there and the game passes him by, then it's just going to ruin his career. I can remember Declan Rice played his very first professional game against us. His career could have been ended. Look at him now. John, did you only get to meet Bruno, or did you meet other players? A few other players went past. I missed Tonali by 5 minutes. But I've got Bruno G as well. He was happy. He took my phone away from us and did a selfie as well. No one knew JK. Took too long to get out, but at least it happened at the right time, and we got the right manager. Exactly. And everyone's chatting to JK. Chatting to him. He had to be there for a long time. So big up to JK as well. And Liverpool will get to play on Monday night. I don't care what game they play. As long as we slaughtered them on Sunday week. And good evening to you, Ben Yam. I hope you're okay. Ben Yam came in my channel before for the Global Mag, and he's a pleasant guy as well. Newcastle members ballot is still, you know what I mean, and everyone as well. So I was going to say as well, let's go on to the last 5 games. Man City 4, Newcastle 1. That's where we was 3-up and ended up drawing 3s each. Last season, when we played at the Etihad, we lost by 2-0. Man City won 4 at the last 5. Newcastle unbeaten the last 5, 2 wins and 3 draws as well. And I think, Paul, Eddie doesn't need to change it up, does he? He needs to just play a 4-3-3 like he always does. Don't change the tactic to suit Man City, otherwise we get slaughtered.
Yeah, and Eddie always says that he plays his style of football. He doesn't care about what the opposition do. That's why I think that it might be quite an exciting game on Saturday, that he is going to try and get, to be on the front foot at some points, not saying no all the time, because City is so strong at home. I think it would be a really, really strong Premier League game. I think it might be, it might be an idea of where we actually are. Like I know we played very well. Sorry, we didn't. Sir Alex said we were awful and Villa were really good. So I apologise. We were awful. We won 5-1, but we were awful. Thanks, Sir Alex, for telling us that. We just needed to know your opinion on us, as if we care about you. Weird. He's got an obsession with us, mate. I don't know what it is. He called us a small club years ago, and he's still annoyed that we beat them that day when he called us a small club. Weird guy. Villa played fine, but we outplayed them. Sorry. But yeah. But if we're going to get anything at the Etihad, you've got to have, like I said, you've got to have like one of your best games of the season. Like, it's just that simple. If we come away with a draw, I'm not even joking, I'd be chuffed at walking away with a draw. I'd be ecstatic if we won. It'd be unbelievable. But again, I won't be, and what's nice is I don't think, famous last words, I don't think it's going to be like a 6 or 5 like it has been in the past, where we've got absolutely trounced there. I don't think so. You never know, but because Man City can do that to anyone. Like, I don't care who you are. They can do that they could go to Bayern Munich tomorrow and beat them like 6-0 on their day, because Man City are just ridiculously good. But I don't think it's going to be like a trouncing. I think we'll give a good account of ourselves, and quietly confident we'll hopefully come away with at least a draw. But
yeah, I hope that's the case. Yeah, I hope it's the one. I hope it's the case, and that'd be amazing. That'd be brilliant. If we get some of that game on Saturday, that'd be amazing. And got one here. Crunk, what do you think about British banter and singing in the crowd compared to American land?
I love it. I'm going to visit England this winter. Basically, just going to do like a Boxing Day holiday. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to try to do 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to try, because I want to take in as much football as possible, as many different divisions as possible, men's and women's, and try. Also, I prefer cool weather. My outfits are much better with layers, and I need that weather. And just eat all the food, check out all the pubs, just try to have all the fun. But I'm just very much looking forward to experiencing all the songs. I will sing the City songs. I turn my TV up very loud during matches, and I'll sing the songs with people. I love it. In America, for football at least, like in the MLS, it's very sad. It's not that fun. The songs are very boring. They're very generic. No, the English do it great.
Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that, man. We've got best fans as well. I mean, at the Etihad is so quiet as well, the Etihad. So, because it just used to winning all the time. But it is what it is. And that's how the fans are. My brother Craig bought me the new home and away shirts. John, son, very nice. Brilliant stuff, Ian. I hope you agree, man. You think Eddie would go for the same attacking setup as Villa, or playing at City be a little more defensive? Big up to Aaron, by the way. I hope you find, I believe it's your first time. Aaron, we just got to play our game. We've got to keep momentum going. If we can keep that momentum going, like we did against Villa, then who knows, we will do something about it as well. Man City will probably watch us and say we're going to be a bit defensive. No, we're not. We're going to come here to play football, Paul.
Yeah, and Pep will know that. Pep always says, he said it for a long, he's always given us a lot of respect as a manager, as a team. Even when we weren't at our best, he's always said he never likes playing against Newcastle, even under managers who didn't do the same tactics as Eddie. But he's always said that those games in particular, he has a lot of respect for what we do. I think he's got a few teams that he has a lot of respect for. I know he obviously really likes how Brentford play as well, and a few others he respects. I think he likes when teams come for a game, because it must be frustrating. I get it. I get why it happens, but it must be frustrating if the team comes to the Etihad and they just camp, and they just don't do anything, and it's just kind of like 90 minutes of trying to break down a stubborn defense, and they're not really, and it's just it must get a bit tiresome at times. I mean, the Premier League's kind of evolved a bit now. We've got rid of some of those teams. a lot of the teams play more expansive football. You know, there are still some teams in the league that play that sort of negative football, but yeah, and it's just, you know, I remember being that team. You will do as well, John. That I remember us going to the Etihad and being scared to play. Like we were just petrified to, pass the ball out of our, out of the penalty box, because we were worried that City were gonna, do more goals on us. And it was depressing watching it as a fan. It was just like, we've come to City. I'm not saying we're going to win or anything, especially under Bruce and whoever, but we didn't even in the past, we didn't even lay a glove on them. We might as well have not been there.
Exactly.
Whereas at least on Saturday, win, lose, draw, whatever, at least I know, especially with Eddie, that we'll do something. We'll give it a go. And we'll give them a game at least. They'll know they've had a game, and that's all I can ask for. If you lose it and you play well, what can you say? That's still not bad,
Exactly. I mean, that's Bruce Ball, by the way. I mean, did you wish to see Bruce as manager still, Crunk?
I mean, from the standpoint of us being able to win every time, yeah, but I really don't enjoy that football. The reason why I said Southampton is I know they're gone, but they knocked us out of the Carabao, I believe it was, but by basically putting 10 people, and I guess actually all 11, they all just stood in front of the goal and they were like, kick it through us. And they were able to get some lazy balls off of us. Early in the season, we could be pushed around, and we bringing in Akanji really helped our size, and then changing to the new formation that we have that also has John Stones moving up into the midfield. We went from 3-4 years ago, we were a relatively small team, and now we are a very big, even physical team, which is very crazy thinking and knowing Pep's teams really ever since ever. He's really never done the whole squad of half of your squad is over 6 foot.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what's probably good, probably going to see in this team. Do you know what I mean? It's very unlike Pep. They just like to have shorter players playing nice football. And now we've got physical Rodri, 6'3", John Stones, 6'2", Haaland, 6'5". They got big teams there. They've got big players there. Diaz, 6'2" as well. So they've got some big players there as well. Does John know Italian in the case of Mr. Ali? Piccolo. Piccolo means small. And I could say Denali, fantastico centrocampista. That means fantastic midfielder as well. So I like that as well. I get there. So I could say Benvenuti and Newcastle, and I could say come stai? Bene grazie. Bene grazie means very well. So there's the 10 lessons for now. Victor on the counter. Let City play tippy-tap with football and hit them on a break. That's in both father, bigger than good father. And also we've got here from Wayne. Hi to you, Wayne. I'll be buzzing with a draw, but I'd love to win. So real goal of 5 minutes in injury time. They scored the last kick of the game. Then you've got to be slightly disappointed at as well. Yeah, I've seen that. Coffee is brilliant, wasn't it? Trying to teach Jardy, bless him. I went to the baseball game in a box in Canada. I was cheering and chanting, and it's all they told the waiting staff. And they said, I need to keep the load down. I said, you're lucky it's not a football match. There'll be the refs there. You know what?
No, I agree. I'm the same way. I love cheering and going at the people at baseball games. You can get away with that stuff. We have a minor league baseball team in my area, and so I'll go to those games, and they love a little heckling. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of joy that has been taken out, and it's all just doing the wave and just cheering really loudly whenever something exciting happens. But it's really only a home run or something. It's not the minutia of a match. It's not talking things out. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Exactly. Totally agree. Aaron said we do have some pace for the counter in a minute from defense to mid to attack. And Coffee said, I think we can't afford to sit back. We will not be sitting back and defend. We'll give it a go. And quick question for you. Do you ever get nervous about Pep's experiments with formations and lineups? Something I appreciate. it's knowing that how it's going to get put on the pitch. Even though we could do with a bigger squad, as a Rumble-led high-to Rumble, will be good.
Yes, it stresses me out every single match. The thing I will say now is he's a little more predictable. I do think the Champions League final we lost to Chelsea broke him. I think that is what led to the changes that he's made, the size that he's gotten. He hasn't really changed the size squad. We still are a smaller squad, 14, 15 players, really, it feels like. And yeah, I what you can do now is if you look at the previous match, that can help you. And but when there's a week in between matches, 2 weeks in between matches and stuff like that, yeah, then it's completely up in the air and I'm terrified. You basically just know, like, if Diaz is healthy, he'll be there. If Rodri is healthy, he'll be there. If Haaland, like, you just basically know the 4 or 5 people who will be there, and then from that you then look at the team and the way that they play, and you should be able to, because Pep uses people in, I guess, very specific spots. So I guess to the nerds like me who like listen to every single presser he does and has these conversations with people, maybe it's a little more obvious, but I still am wrong very often. So like, I don't want to, very long story short, yes, I am stressed. I very much stress, and I'm jealous of you guys.
Fair dues, bless you. Big up to Aaron as well. Hi to Aaron. Pause for you, mate. Missing KDB and Gundo does give us an advantage in midfield, though perhaps I think it does, I mean, you take a lot out of the team as well. That gives a huge advantage as well. I mean, you look at Tonali, Strutz's stuff on Saturday. What a performance from this guy. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where any team loses a player as good as Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to hurt for it. He is so integral to a lot of what they do. I feel for the guy. He injured himself in the Champions League final, gutted. And then he comes back after doing all of his rehab, and it just goes again. And he just, it's a bit like Reece James. It just, some of these players, you just think like they're just like mired by some of these injuries they get, and it just feels like you're not always going to get like a full season from them. Like, as much as I hate to say it, I keep wondering when Callum Wilson's going to pull up. And I hate saying that because, he's obviously a great player. But again, there's certain players that seem to be prone to injuries often. And it's sad because Kevin De Bruyne is one who, again, he's a phenomenal player. And it's just, it's a shame for him that, he's been injured again, so quickly into the season. And 4 months without him is a big miss. But again, it's not like City are hurting for players of good quality. Potentially, advantage, strong word, especially Eddie Howe. I'd never be over cocky and confident and say we're going to dominate a game at Eddie Howe, because that'd be ridiculous to say. But it's all about attitude. Again, it all depends on how the lads go in on Saturday. If Eddie will get them in the right frame of mind. If they think they can do it, maybe they can. But Man City is still going to have a lot of possession and a lot of passing, because that's the team they are. You just can't. I don't know. I mean, Man City fans are no better than I would, because I don't watch every single game ever. But I can't really recall City having a game where I thought, wow, like they were hanging on by a thread. I don't know if you have a game in mind, Crunk, where Man City were kind of playing and you were thinking, oh my life, I'm hanging on.
Well, we ended up losing both, but it was that Carabao Cup match against Southampton. They just made it such an ugly match, and slowed things down. And then our 1-0 loss against Liverpool, and it was the Salah spun Cancelo around and scored off that one goal, but they also just made it kind of an ugly game, really difficult, and they kind of held on. Both, like, City tried to counterattack, Liverpool tried to hold possession, so neither team was doing what they do well. So we kind of just like canceled each other out until till Cancelo I call it the Cancelo cool. The way that he goes into tackles, they're just so cool. It's never with confidence. It's never with technique. He just lazily puts a foot in there and then fouls the person, and you're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Very interesting points there, guys. Very interesting points. And we've got one here as well from Ben Yam as well. We can press them. We have abundance of energy and a good tactic by Eddie as well. They'll miss players like KDB, Gondor. It can open up the player as well. Exactly right. Totally agree. And a couple of years ago, we gave them a good go. And I played them. I think it was a cup game. I just can't recall that exact game. We played them. We beat them 2-0, I believe. And I think Citeh and Sissoko got the goals. That's the last time we won at the Etihad. That was in the cup game and empowered you as well. So, yeah, that's how we make history on Saturday at the Etihad in the league as well. It's just labelled as the title decider.
I mean, it really can be. It really can't be. Yeah, for sure.
It can't be a title decider. No, too close there. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? It'd be a title decider.
I'll tell you right now. I know they're not watching, but if they are, Man United fans, you are nowhere near the title. That was an embarrassing performance against Wolves. Wolves should have. Well, I feel sorry for Wolves. They should have won that by 5 goals. Man United were. I mean, I was shocked. They looked really bad, like super bad. Like I don't know.
Go on.
No, I'm just saying I don't know what. I'm not sure what they're going to do this season. I mean, I don't care because I don't support them, but I just
I know what it is, right? We played them at Old Trafford, and that night we would have absolutely slaughtered them. We would have absolutely thrashed them at Old Trafford. Real talk. Absolutely slaughtered them that day. And do you think Isak will be up there with Haaland? Yes, he will.
Yeah.
100% win. 100%. That guy just gets better and better every single week. Wolves are absolutely ripped off. They were indeed. And Leslie Green, us saying Green and me, that he's going to do the job. So that's going to wrap up the show there. Before we do that, I'm going to get score predictions for you guys. Crunk, I'll start with you. Man City, Newcastle at the Etihad.
So I am worried about the no Kevin, but I'm not worried. The specific reason I'm worried is because on our team, we have defenders, we have stabilizers, we have dribblers. Kevin and Ederson were our distributors. They were the people who got the ball around, and without Kevin on the pitch, Ederson can only do so much. He can kick the ball long, but I mean, there's only so much you can do that. Who will be that person who will set others up? And so that I think it'll be a 2-1 City win, but also if it ends up being like a 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, that wouldn't surprise me either. But I could sense a tight City win. Yeah.
Cool. And also, Paul, what about you, my guy? I mean, also going to hop into our game predictions for how do you think game's going to go?
Yeah, it's such a hard one to predict, isn't it? But I think, like I said, I think we'll give it a go. We won't struggle to go forward because Eddie will want that. He'll press that into the guys. Being positive, I'd say we could potentially get a 1-1. I think that'd be a good result to come away with. That's what my heart says. My head, sadly, says maybe a tight 1-0 to Man City, but I'll stick with a positive for us anyway. A 1-1. I think that'd be a very good result at the Etihad.
Cool stuff. Thank you for that indeed. Ben Yan reckons City 2, Newcastle 3. I tell you what, Ben Yan, I hope you are correct. Can I say before we go? Before we go, I'm pleased you're back with us, JK, and I have to agree with you there. Yes, welcome back, JK. We have missed you so much. Couldn't give you a fantastic years. Thanks for joining. Great show to us. Thank you, Jez. And also, so big up to the chatters too. Thank you, Les. And Johnson to Les. Thank you, Krish. 2-2 from Aaron to each, but being a Newcastle fan, I think 3-2 to us. I think there'll be goals in this game. Great show. Good night, everyone. You too as well, Ben Yan. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate that. And great banter out as well. My prediction for me, I think we get some out of this game, in my opinion. If we defend properly, Man City Arsenal starters as well. We have improved a lot scoring goals. If you keep momentum going like we did last week, I think we'll probably get something. Realistically, I'm going to say 2-2. 2 each from me. I'd love to win, but I'll have to be realistic here. 2 each. We can get something one day at a time. And you just, thank you very much. Thank you, JK. Great to see you back again. And so where can we find you on your socials? Wrap up the show. Where can we find you on your socials on Crunk?
Follow the podcast. We are on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. It's all Shades of Blue US, except for on Twitter, we are Shades of Blue Pod. We were actually shut down because we illegally posted a Women's World Cup goal. And FIFA literally sent us an email saying cease and desist, and then our account got shut down. So we're starting over again. We were at 2,500 followers, and so now we're starting over. We're at 300, but it's been a fun experience. So follow that. We have a YouTube. It's Shades of Blue Podcast. Subscribe to that. We'd appreciate that. We do a lot of outside of city stuff. We talk about the men's and the women's, but I do interviews with people that aren't outside of city. We do Thursday live streams and kickoff shows, and we're actually doing a live watch along for Newcastle City on Saturday. So if anybody's staying home, it's us, and we will have they write for SB Nation. We will be having a Newcastle writing group will be with us. So there will be Newcastle representative. So feel free to follow us, and if you want to hang out with us, hang out with us.
No problem at all. That'd be brilliant, man. I mean, thank you very much for letting me know on there, Crunk, and make sure you do follow Crunk on the socials. So the link's in the description as well. Paul, where can we find you, mate? For people that don't know.
Yeah, for the very kind people that have already followed me on this podcast, I really appreciate it. You've been very kind. If you're desperate for Newcastle thoughts and other things, it's at Blank Canvas PC. But yeah, thank you for all the very kind people that added me so far. You're very, very nice people.
We added you.
You did. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem at all. Don't go away yet, guys. I've got some partnership on the channel as well. Tops, which is made in Great Britain as well. And if you check out our new partners, Toffs, get your actual shirts. www.toffs.com. 15% off with our exclusive discount code JSTV15. So if you purchase these shirts as well, this one is a 1920 white with blue V, black V. That's a nice shirt. And this is a title winning 1927 shirt. And also this is a 1995 retro Newcastle Brownell shirt as well. They're around about £67. But if you add the JSTV 15, you get 15% off your order as well. And also, I'd like to announce as well another partner on the channel as well called Magpie Store, and it's a website as well. So order online, check it out as well, guys. And it'll be on the magpiestores.co.uk, the Magpie Store, by the fans, for the fans, and also as well, all of these shirts I can see. Sandro Tonali one is a fantastic one as well. They're popular, they're going really fast as well. Check out the prices online as well. And also I've got one more comment as well. Thank you, Les. Thank you, Alan. Thank you indeed, JK. Cheers, everyone as well. And great show, John, Clung and Paul. See you later on in the chat. Thanks so much indeed. And guys, like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the section down below as well. And can you guys drop the website links as well? Yes, we will. The link is in the description as well. And it's called the channel Clunk has got called the Shades of Blue Podcast as well. And that's his channel. Paul, it's just Blank Campus PC as well. So guys, like and subscribe as always.